essentially what expanded attention is. It's using your senses and it's putting them out there. So I have this little diagram here. So you can have focused, and it looks backwards in my screen. I don't know if it is in yours, but you can have very focused attention, or you can have your thoughts where you're thinking about things. But we're talking about expanded attention, like I said, where you get this 360 bubble around yourself. So the way you go into the state of expanded attention is you first calm and center yourself. You're probably familiar with this technique. You take a few deep breaths, you close your eyes, you feel your butt on the chair, you drop down into your body, you feel your shirt on your skin, you concentrate on your breathing, and you go in. Now, if you read for other people, it's great to do this before reading. You probably know that. You can do this with your clients. Your clients are probably not going to push back on that if you do that. And it helps them get in the right space as well. The next part 2 here of the expanded attention is you want to imagine that there is an eye in the back of your head. And it's like my head's getting tingly as I say this. There's an eye in the back of your head. And so as you're doing this centering and grounding, you open up that eye in the back of your head. And you let that eye start looking around. Now this eye is a special eye because it has that 360 view that I was talking about earlier. It can see all the way around. It can see up and down. It can see everything. So you just open up that eye and you start letting it look all over. And you don't necessarily want to receive anything at this point. You're just like, okay, I need to expand this. And then you keep trying to expand that eye and that view out further and further and further. Now this expanded attention thing is something you can practice when you're not looking at cards. And just do it and see what happens. You might get a message because there's all kinds of information floating around that we're just filtering out because we're in our day-to-day and we're like, got to do this, got to do that, got to send the email, got to run here, got to run there. And so we don't hear it. We don't hear it. I mean, if you're catching on, I'm talking about our intuition, okay? I'm just calling it expanded attention for the purposes of this video. Whatever you want to call it is fine. It doesn't matter. Just use it. Use it. My point is use it. So when it comes to doing a reading, how you would use expanded attention is like I said, after you do all this centering and you get the eye open and all this, as you're laying cards, you're just looking at them with kind of blurry attention. Like you're not focusing and going, oh, that's the Hermit card. Oh, that's the Three of Swords. Oh, what does that mean? That gets you stuck in thinking. You don't, at this point, you don't want to be thinking about anything. You just want to be observing. You want to be just letting things come to you passively and not have to use the logical part of your mind. So what else did I want to say about? Okay, so so you just kind of hold on to this space loosely, and it's like you look at like what does this overall reading look like? What does it feel like? Does it feel like, oh, there's a lot of activity and a lot of people? Does it feel like, oh, this is very closed off and there's a like kind of a depressed person? You will get all of this just from laying cards and letting them sit for a minute and just be like, when I'm reading for people, I will, I may point out certain things. I'm like, oh, I see this here, I see this there. And I'm like, we'll come back to that. Because if I don't have a lot to say at that point, which I may or may not, it's fine to point things out and be like, we're gonna come back to that. You also have the option of like opening it up to the other person and say, what do you see? I personally like to do that. Some people really don't want feedback from their clients, and that's fine. If you don't read that way, that's fine. But I'm saying a lot of times they'll catch stuff right off the bat. Like you'll be like, oh, this card is interesting. It's like, oh, that looks like my aunt. Like they'll tell you what the card is, So it's not all this fantastic game where it's like you're this brilliant reader and you have this brilliant mind. I just want to get you out of thinking about tarot that way. Because when you overthink it and you're like, what does this card mean? And what is it doing here? And you know, then that's when you start spinning out and you're overthinking and you don't get anything, and then you start panicking. So you want to just practice this expanded attention and just look at it and just see what comes up. Then you can go back and you can be like, oh, this is the card of you. This is the card of your environment. This is the card of the future. This is, you know what I mean? And then you can start to piece it together. Another analogy I like to use is, remember those stereogram books where you would open up the book and you had to look at it like a weird way and just kind of like defocus your eyes and look past it, and then you would see a 3D thing? That's what a tarot reading is. That is literally what a tarot reading is. It's like you are looking at the cards and you're getting this 3D or 5D. I keep saying 5D because everybody loves it. I don't even know what 5D is, and I don't care. But I'm going to use it anyway. It's 5D. It's a 5D image. You get this 3D, 5D image, and so then you can see everything that's going on. But that doesn't happen when you're too much in your head and you're thinking about this means this and this means that and that means the other and blah, blah, blah. So I invite you to practice expanded attention, and you can let me know how it goes in the comments. And if you'd like me to do videos on any other hot topics, please put it in the comments. Let me know what you want me to cover, and I will cover it. So have a wonderful day. This has been kind of a crazy week. I mean, it has for me. It's like, you know how you have these pace changes? As it goes from just being, this is the pace, and then suddenly the pace changes. It's like the pace changed to really fast. So, and we are in Mercury retrograde now. So anyway, I will talk to you again hopefully soon.